with Kyle Evans. Kyle Evans.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the internet. Kyle Evans coming to you, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, hanging out with the amazing Marcus Heflin. So sorry that Monday and Tuesday we were not able to get an episode up. I thought I had the Wi-Fi stuff figured out on the road. It did not, and it's okay. There's no use crying over spilt milk because we're here today and we're ready to pour into you this morning. We're taking some more deep dive into the awesome book by the brainiac, the successful Jay Papasan here, rookie real estate agent. Again, if you haven't picked it up, go give it a gander. Full of nuggets, full of spicy hot takes and how to grow and service your career. Marcus Heflin, good morning.
Good morning, buddy. Good morning. I'm excited about the material that we get to cover today. Big shout out again to Jay Papasan. I think it's really sometimes really great authors don't get the accolades they deserve. I mean, he's literally taking a 20, 30-year career and other people's careers and condensing it into a book so that future generations can flourish in this industry. Man, that's awesome. That's really awesome. And it kind of makes me think we're going to be talking about growing today in certain capacities. We're going to give you some great tactics. And before we get into the book side, I thought, man, I heard this story and I really liked it around growth. There's a teacher, teaching in middle school, right? And she goes up on the chalkboard. Yes, chalkboard. And she draws a line. And she says, all right, here's the rules. You got to make this line shorter without touching the line, without erasing the line, without doing anything to the line. How do you make it shorter? And student after student gave up. And then finally this young cat, he came up, he's like, I think I got it. And he drew a line longer than the line that she had on the board. And she was like, that's exactly right. Sometimes we don't have to attack something to make it smaller. Sometimes we just have to grow to make that thing smaller. And I get curious about that as business planning clinics go around the entire country, and we're starting to kind of think and shift into 2026. Are you so worried about attacking some things that you're not good at, or this, that, and the other, or attacking other people, or it's the market, or like deflecting, aka attacking the lack? Or are we focused on growth so that just becomes that's just a distant memory? So that goes into how are we practicing, how are we role playing, how are we growing into our craft? And I just thought that was really relevant today as a setup.
Man, it's cool because one of the reasons I like stories and little wisdom nuggets like that is because there's always something to take away from them. And whenever you're in different spots or you're in a different mental mode, you might take away different lessons than you have before. What was resonating with me is not just how you described it. It's also maybe we need to add something or change something to see a different perception. Like, hey, that line may have looked big once upon a time, but when this thing is now bigger, we look back at our original big line and we're like, hey, man, that wasn't very big at all. Like when you grow, your perception grows. You get to, when you climb the mountain, Marcus, you get to look back down and be like, dang, I was kind of low there. I didn't think it at the time, but I was.
That's exactly right, man. That's the fun part of growth, though. Because every single time you repeatedly prove to yourself that you can do and be more. That's fun, man. And if you haven't felt that in a while, just pick something. Doesn't have to be real estate. I mean, we're going to coach real estate today. Don't get us wrong. And yet, pick something. Kyle and I are going down a physical fitness journey for the month of October. It's 10,000 squats, 5,000 push-ups, 1,000 pull-ups, and 100 miles traversed.
It's not a journey. It's not a journey, Marcus. It's a prison of death.
It's a fascinating travel that we get to do, and to prove to ourselves that we can accomplish it. What it comes down to is consistency. You're not going to do that in a day. How are you showing up every single day? Consistency is king. So consistent growth, consistent focus, and hey, consistent show up on the growth show. Let's do that too.
Let's do that too, man. So going into chapter 8, talking about consistency, man, if you're in your books, page 115 here in the Rookie Real Estate Agent, it talks about practice, role play, and conversations. Are you practicing your craft? Are you doing the things you're supposed to do? And at the base layer of this, Marcus, me and you, we're not electricians. We're not plumbers. We're not steel workers. We don't build things. We are consultants.
Yep.
We give advice, we guide, we have conversations. And that's the same thing for the majority of agents out there. And they're not practicing their craft.
I agree. It's kind of like pick your favorite sports team, right? I'll go Steph Curry for a moment. I am so excited for this upcoming season. So excited. Why am I excited? Because he got kicked out of the playoffs last year, and he is that silent assassin. When he goes quiet, you know things are getting bad because behind the scenes, he's doing so much work. Imagine though if I was so excited for the season and then Steph Curry showed up game 1, he hadn't practiced for months, hadn't lifted, hadn't worked out, hadn't done anything. I paid my membership, for the ticket. I'm in there, right? Woo, Curry, and he's brick, right? Your clients are the fans, and they're paying their time to let you come in for the appointments. Are they getting Steph Curry when he's working behind the scenes, or are you showing up as an amateur? We got questions, man. No judgment, just questions.
Man, another thing on Steph Curry, talking about practice. Tony Robbins was breaking this down one time about Steph Curry. And if you don't know who Steph Curry is, he's a professional basketball player, and he's one of the best, or arguably the best three-point shooter, right? Very good, scores a lot of points, high conversion rate on that. And what Tony found is, breaking down his life, is Steph Curry has taken millions, not the hundreds, not thousands, millions of practiced three-point shots. Millions. And that's one of the reasons that he's so good. I can't get you guys to practice for 15 minutes a week. And you wonder why you're playing in the G League instead of the pros. Marcus, great point here. And it's like understanding the things at the core. And Jay has some great quotes in here around this. Guys, we're ain't talking about basketball. We're talking about business. We're talking about conversations. He said, conversing is simply just listening. He said, at least half of any conversation is listening. It's a reciprocal exchange. Danielle Turner, an agent in Alabama, says, impactful conversations are all about being present. Tell your story and let them tell theirs. Real estate agents, Marcus, you're going to love this. Real estate agents love to talk, but you have to listen. Let them make their own decisions, and let them know that you're there to support their decision.
It was fun. It was funny, man. There's some great stuff in here. Again, guys, page 116 of this amazing book. I got the opportunity to coach somebody up. I was in an appointment with them, and he did the classic. So, what do you think? And then not 2.3 seconds later, right? Not even that long. So, what do you think? I mean, it's a great thing. Yeah, I mean, we talked about all this stuff, and I'm like, you ask him what he thought. Let him answer. just take it in for a second, big boy. You did everything. Now let them respond. And I think, man, we go to talk so much more than we seek to listen. And I heard an agent really say he doesn't call his clients or sales or anything. He says, I am an advisor, not a salesperson. So you're my friend in this journey. And I'm going to do my fiduciary. Yes, I got the professional stuff. And yet my mindset is I'm an advisor. I'm not going to sell you anything. This is a cool approach, man.
I'm not a real estate agent. I'm a decision architect.
Let's go. Let's
Let's
go.
go. But to be an architect, ladies and gentlemen, to be Steph Curry, to be Leonardo da Vinci on a canvas, you got to know your tools. Now, if you're a real estate agent out there, I got news for you. You don't know what to say or how to say it. We're going to dive into 3 easy, simple tools for you today. Number 1, crowd favorite, foundational conversation model is the Ford framework. That stands for family, occupation, recreation, dreams. It is an outline. One of the reasons that Marcus and I love it is because conversations are a dance, and this gives you room to dance and talk. It's not a line by line thing that you do. Marcus, when you hear family and Ford, why would that even be in there?
Oh, well, I think one of the best compliments you can give most of the people in your database is to call them with no agenda. So
Mm.
when you talk about family, when you talk about occupation, recreation, dreams, like none of that has to deal with real estate whatsoever. And every bit of it can deal with real estate, right? So if you approach this and you're talking about, hey, how's your mom and them? Right. And you can approach it and have some fun with them.
How they is, buddy? How they
How,
is?
how they be doing that, man? And when you get into it, man, you get to know the human. You get to connect and have that connection. And you get to listen intently. Because here's the thing, too, your clients in your database, they don't do real estate every single day, so
Mhm.
they're focused on their family and they're having a familial change, right? Whether somebody's coming, going, growing, like whatever it is, they may not understand the options they have in real estate, and yet they're not going to listen to anybody unless that person knows their situation. So forward honestly gives us gives us the roadmap to fall in love with their life and their journey and where their focus is. And the more you get to know those aspects of somebody, it actually opens up your perspective. How many times have you
Mm.
had a conversation with somebody in your database? They're doing something cool, and you're like, "Oh, that's a good idea." It had nothing to do with real estate. You just got to connect.
That's it, man. That's one of the reasons we love this. And one of the reasons I'm assuming that he put it first is because it's all about relationships. It's about connection. It's about the things that are most important to people, their family, their job. A lot of people define themselves by the work that they do. I want you to ask them how it's going. And I don't want you to ask a snorkel question. I want you to ask scuba diving questions. Hey, are you fulfilled? Are you enjoying it? Is this what you pictured for your life? What excites you the most about it? What don't you like? Are there any moves with your job on the horizon? Are you thinking about staying here and retiring? Are you thinking about doing something else? You, you see how these just flow off the top of my head? It's because I'm genuinely curious and I've practiced questions. I do want to give Marcus a huge asterisk or warning on Ford. Family, occupation, recreation, dreams. How's your mom and them? How's work? What are you guys doing for fun? Don't ask people,
I'll
hey,
do it.
Marcus, what you dreaming about, big guy?
What are your dreams? And
What are
like
your dreams?
have
It
the
just gets
googly
weird.
eyes. It
It gets
does.
weird. What's their ideal future look like? What is on the horizon for them? What's coming down the lane? Don't stare deeply into their eyes and ask them what their nightmares are. All right. That will quickly right turn a conversation into Weirdville.
But Marcus and Kyle, how do I ask about their dreams or figure them out? Yeah, you ask them what they're looking forward to next year. And if they mention like a vacation or if they just came back from a vacation, fall in love with whatever story they want to tell you and be like, was that your dream vacation? Like, was that the epic one? And they're like, no, no, no. The big one was like New Zealand. Oh, cool. Have you ever been? Not yet, man. Awesome. When do you want to go? Like, idea. That's how you fall in love with dreams, right?
That's it.
And get to know them. And you don't. We say this in the room. Do not call. Hey, bro, what's your dream? It does get awkward. So find ways to fall in love with the passions they've got, and all of a sudden you'll realize their dreams.
Yeah, let's call it a category instead of the actual vernacular that you may be utilizing in that situation. The next model here, guys, moving right along is LP Mama. LP Mama. If you are using LP Mama, it's probably because someone has shown some type of interest in real estate. This is a more focused conversation model on actual real estate or the transaction of it. And breaking these letters down for you, it stands for location, price, motivation, agent, mortgage, and appointment. Starting at the top, location. Marcus, LP Mama, location. What is important about that?
Well, it's the three rules of real estate, right? Location, location, location. So the big thing is finding out um, not only where is important to them, and yet the drivers behind that where. All right. Well,
Mm,
we want to be. I'll take Middle Tennessee for a second. Well, we want to be in Mount Juliet. Mount Juliet's a suburb of Nashville. Okay, cool. What's important about Mount Juliet? What makes that stand out? Notice that all of my questions don't start with a why. Why Mount
that's right.
Juliet? That simple change in the question why makes them defend it versus, oh cool, what's drawing you to Mount Juliet? Oh, so happy you asked. Not wait, you don't like Mount Juliet? Now I'm going to defend it. It's literally those little bitty nuances that take you from here to here.
I love the stark example of why Mount Juliet versus what you said. What's drawing you to Mount Juliet? Great, great, easy change there. So that's location. The next one is price. And I love this line here in the book on page 123. It says, as your client's fiduciary, your job begins with knowing their budget so you can find a house that fits their financial circumstances. Let's go.
Yes, sir. When you can, we have a line that I teach the team and that I've used for years. Their job is to fall in love with the home because only they can fall in love with the home. My
Hmm.
job is to show them all the financial information, the outs, the options, everything about that home that I possibly can, and say, hey, how does this match your financial goals? Yes, it's beautiful. Is it also beautiful on your balance sheet? And that way we can have double-edged sword here because they feel really confident that somebody's got my back on the biggest investment I'll ever make, while I get to just focus on the feeling. And you got logic, I'll take emotions. Let's go.
Let's go. Location, price. The next one is motivation. And we just described a lot of that in Ford. That's how we can
Yeah.
find out their motivations on their family, their jobs, their dreams, their recreation. The next one here is agent. So location, price, motivation, and then agent. Marcus, what do we do with agent?
Well, with agent, man, I think it's important to know somebody's past before you try to draft their future. What kind of
Mm.
what kind of interactions have they had with agents in the past? What experiences in real estate? Is this their first one? Cool. Well, why don't you describe, based on your current knowledge, how you want this experience to be and how I can show up for you in that experience, right? And I think honestly, that question alone not only will serve you as an agent, that'll serve you in life. Hey, anybody important to me? Hey,
Mhm.
how am I showing up for you compared to how do you want me to show up for you? And I think a lot of times we may be asking questions like, hey, is the communication good? Hey, is this a 5-star experience? Let's erase the noise and actually ask that question. Hey, I feel like I'm bringing my A game for you, and I'm very much open to improving if I have a blind
Mhm.
spot. How am I showing up? And the minute that you start doing that, you're going to be the agent above every other agent.
I love that, man. What's the location? Why is it important? The price, the motivation. What's a great agent look like to you? Also asking them, are they working with an agent? If they say no, great. Now it's your chance to apply for that job. If they say yes, wonderful. Wish them well and follow up with them after the purchase. Because here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, 10 to 15% of customers use the same agent again. Agents close and ghost. Agents ride off into the sunset, never to be heard from again. Just because they say yes now doesn't mean they're going to say yes later.
I'll steal one from Huffaker and his team. They call, especially a cold call. They say, hey, do you have a real estate professional that you trust and advises you? And if they say yes, be like, awesome, good for you. I'm happy to hear that. Is there an opportunity for me to earn the second spot just in case something happens? They move away, there's a falling out of any. Is there any way that I can be that second consideration? And I thought that was such a great follow up. Instead of saying, all right, see y'all later, hey, can I earn that second spot?
Hmm.
Just
That's
want to put
really
that out
good.
there.
That's
Mhm.
really good. Guys, the next one in LP Mama is mortgage. Very simply, how are they paying for the home? I will give you this easy layup here. You always, always, always want to give them the benefit of possibility in
Yep.
that the fact they're paying cash. So when you get to mortgages, will you be paying cash for the home or will you be financing it? Always ask if they're paying cash because here's the thing. A lot of people aren't. I think it's about 75% of people are going to finance their homes, but don't alienate the 25%. by assuming that they can't afford to pay cash, because that might hurt their pride, and that's not what we want to do at all.
You'll also be pleasantly surprised with, especially a new client, how much they may hold back. So they may even answer and say, well, I mean, I can pay cash if we can find a good deal, but I'd rather finance. And that way, you know how to flex in certain offers, and you start to understand their buying power. Even though I'm not really big on that verbiage, you understand their financial situation so that you can empower them to make the best decisions.
Purchasing power. There you go. All right, guys. Location, price, motivation, agent, mortgage, and finally appointment. Close the door. We should be meeting for an appointment. We should be meeting for a strategy session. We need to get face to face and go over this together. And then the final quick one here in the book on page 126 is the feel, felt, found framework. Say that 10 times fast. The framework. Dad jokes. I'm a dad, if you can't tell. It's fine. It just happens. You don't even know when it happens, and then here we are just living in it. Feel, felt, found framework. It goes, I understand how you feel.
Yep.
Many other people have felt this way. Here's what they found. I understand how you feel. Many other people have felt this way. Here's what they found. Marcus.
People want to make sure that they are doing what the biggest group of people do. If other people have gone down this road, it reassures me that I'm not alone on this journey. If they have felt these similar feelings, if they then made this decision, if they finally did this resolution, okay, that makes me feel better about moving forward.
Mm-hmm. Guys, none of this stuff is revolutionary. None of this stuff is just wildly unattainable. It just takes practice. It takes preparation. It takes growing that muscle and building the habit. Remember, it takes roughly 66 days to build and cement a habit. Today can be your day one. It can either be one day I'll do this, or it can be day one, your choice. Happy Wednesday to you. Happy hunting. Go pick up this book if you haven't. Marcus Heflin. Thanks for being here, baby. Look at this, book twins right here. Book twins.
Let's go get it. See y'all.
Dude, you got a cool one. You have like a silver mark on yours. That's nice. What is that? What does that say at the top?
Executive early edition, baby. Step your game up.
Oh,
game up.
Flex from Marcus Heflin, ladies and gentlemen. I just got this Amazon one. My goodness. All right, y'all go have a great one. I'm going to be over here reeling from Marcus Heflin for a moment. See y'all.
Grow with Kyle Evans.